Actually, better.
Well, Mama, good evening. I'm Jasu Media. So you are live on OK 101.7 FM. And you are live across the world, baby. So OK FM Facebook page, you're live or Vim Lady Online, YouTube, and you're live or High Live Radio. You're live or Kings Jersey Radio. And so you're live or Migato FM pick live or Cooking to me. And Naspa Radio pick live or London. And Dafupa Media so pick live or France and Belgium. Yamo akwaba the wood OK FM. Not just original Ghana hunty. You want the biggest platform I would wasam ebefa ho na Ghana so bia be so your concern. See, and then there ora adwuma na omo ye no I say adwuma na ekọ nanim make say ye nuaba Gifty Oware omanya e de charge ko adu abono a ye de ne be court. Very soon you'll be seeing her in court. You'll be seeing her in court. King Jersey, good evening. Good afternoon, mom. And come thank you to now Gifty Oware case very interesting. And you can ho asem one say professor Jubi Owusu Nyameche e wa ha no mo ye lecturer or chira de e dean so e wo Central State University ye nuaba ma Pakwesi Planch so former senior journalist on back. In fact omu nyina former senior journalist and then they are shada media people, the independent people on the young politicians to find out the air cost of Ghana no. The air cost of Ghana no. Sometimes they do baby I will see it to me kasi it. In this case, yeah, be kasa Ghana. Because Ghana ye tini Ghana say Black Stars ko wini omo match here obi ani age so obi ani age. But team ne say ne diska gum na semfa so obi ama ye kroya na wo se ye sanka. Until when the issue of galamsey is pending, ye can want them yo. President Mahama just say, and once them ye can ye. Then we have the issue of the NPP for primaries. We don't even know how proper due process because exactly some of these issues and I launch them and say they are home party twice, citing the same things. Some of the for and say go machi namabo musum, and they have no means of redress. And also when the alternative government is on fire. Abaina etia konya so confusion basa. President Mahama campaign vim pa President Mahama edi campaign about galamsey afi do abemu no. It's another story altogether. Now NDC for catches yes sorry ya na emergency really. Na Kufuor do sorry ya no emergency or state of the emergency. All of you Kufuor NDC or NPP abain, you people must be bold and be truthful to the people. You must be the entire to me retire where you money no. You can't say retire and asem me be about to same way they all fire. One I bet me fire man wa fire the year. Because now everybody and obi na madam obi na can as say Ghana dey obi aboa. Krom obi aboa obi just say compromise obi aboa. Because in Kenya then and Kobi to say Gifty Oware. Now some me kwa na me one. And I'll come to President Mahama dia was Swerves Julius Debrah Mosquito kwa na no ya mo. Because General Mosquito feels like yeah, you mama party sang. This is the time. Attack ready for best and be great. Inche your friend Mosquito any time ni. Why you mama party man go for be the president the man. Inche any time ni antono so obotu mo shine no. Mahama Swerves omu nyina. Because I don't know, Mahama is confused. Who say on supporting Mosquito and now supporting Julius Debrah because can nipa ni Julius Debrah. In fact, President Mahama party and can first President can nipa ni every free anchor. And every free anchor because of our World Cup issue ni $3 million so I call ne ho kube yokoto kube $25 ni ade niti. Omu chuku and ayare ga na Elvis sao. Chuku ni simple. And no free or no na President Mahama yes okay any uncle fa ono anakola omane boama. And you know groomy omane boama. So omane boama will be able to come and take over from him. And omane boama de akoye na Julius Debrah so is like I say heir apparent. Now President Mahama just has a party for be a President Mahama support no. And he cannot support everybody too. 18 as so Pam Rocha no bad the bear president. Me who say President Mahama can't happen as the President Mahama or swerve your money now. But you see, not only has President Mahama swerved them, but President Mahama in a way, is also trying to see, say President Mahama can say or ban a bedi nadia by me my own intuition, any experience. May extend me say President Mahama or secure on another second term. nti ono nko abenya 3 terms tie ni ye pa because ye maame Jena no Pokwadma onye politician obi enim so onye politician or ye educationist. She has no interest in becoming the first female president of Ghana. Onye politics no kono hu ne we oye politics no nche dampe. It is a president mama ni NDC for the mama ne ba na just mama she's only there representing my president mama. Because nkofo na mo se Mahama constitution constitution no he has been smart. President Mahama na kata yes smart say constitution dey mean say because our entrenched clauses near a long process. Oh, I know. Name or the Jena no Pokwadma ba and obi enu say NPP for more fans is what it. And the course which yesterday there will be more confusion even after more primary so still on Tokwana Krabe more than 10 years they see our MPP more. So chances what the NDC ni NPP to for 2028 there's a high chance that NDC will win. Who the NDC who the many penny for you or munyina why journalist actually ye no munyina better come you see. What the NDC any MPP to one there's a very high chance say 2028 NDC best winning. It is NDC best winning not a President Mahama who say to me and sanko change constitution because I am trying to a long process. And onya ko ye MPP before benya no nam say Mahama no ye kan akwenso onya another term obeko akodi. So at President Mahama in a very smart way he's been smart saying on one the unconstitutional constitution Professor Jena no Pokwadma because why is President Mahama there has never been a conversation about Professor Jena no Pokwadma. In fact, Mamina Kasa has never indicated anywhere say President Eddie or she's politically ambitious. She's one of the unproblematic people in politics. Professor Jena no Pokwadma no. Onunitinu book nkwanegum. Onye obi a politician never has been interested in politics, has never exhibited an interest in politics. That is how Mamene, she's an academic person. And this President Mahama started so push agenda say oba. Now to me say agenda no is only a camouflage. Me say me respectfully from me small experience I me that's how I am reading and interpreting it. Say yes say nkofo push President Mahama and people love President Mahama. You know that. People love President Mahama. You can't take that away from him. And in Kofona mo pena 70 there be President Mahama 4 years to power be there so because and especially when people can't see say MPP for no muja ntokwa they still haven't tokwa that they are ntokwa and there's no guarantee that omutu abani we are the ntokwa because I have seen Kennedy Japan Crawford who openly and then so openly ke ko mo de vim and the can say ba omie we no omo nye campaign now can say BBC cause MPP ma hwan pan obeka say Kotoma MPP. A lot of people will be disgruntled. In fact, floating voters no. No to be to in general election 2028. A lot of them because MPP for any stable. Into Ombesa ko NDC. After all, omuti akonya so. And after all, second term the ho because Mahama by because the Kufuor abe sign mu 8 years into people still don't see so Mahama kra wa ba abedi 4 years that. Except the politically astute people, no, politics, they can tell. But for the average voter, no Ghana, they can't make that distinction. And it's a President Mahama to on the second term, no, but a lot of us, average voter, who say the second term, say the first term. And the President Mahama bet me nasu you. NDC bet me winning 2028, most likely. What the NDC and MPP to whom they are say how unless something changes. But they say how it's looking, and it's early date yet. I understand early. What I say, but if you look at it and compare, there's a high chance that NDC may win 2028. It is a President Mahama person because Julius Debrah-Pushes, not say Julius Debrah to me win 2028. Or a young man, or not super person, or go beyond President Mahama. It's said about me to say or extending the term beyond the Kufuor. Don't know. Say General Mosquito ba Brown Afuni apart from Buzia. Bruni Maye, president that General Mosquito so be person or be extended on beyond 2028 into the most comfortable one and the most ample. In fact, we have president now you running mate. One of the issues that I am checking is say running mate in your politically ambitious and not over ambitious. Yes, I will candidate no or to me did you say and the president mama select him no Professor Jena no Pokwadma no now to me say mama no on your problem person. And this will bet me the mama bet me use to say, me but in a shadow no make jina ususu mama me amasa kwa another term and Professor Jeno no pokoj ma onya 2028 no a ono ma no what dey fa $100 billion e ka ho so on san ko because me kira mo say maame no onye political person ono ebeto mu enti we wadwen wo form a won ti ase sa nkwara no mo de omu ni omo ba network no mu di atem ye hu matem ye kira mo experience na penifo is that so mo kasa oh you understand where we are coming from enti we nyina no na ma hu say NPP for issues no a problem ma omo but you see before I met one first Gifty Oware case just a quick one on President Mahama there and this one is indicating to you say assembly mekano 2016 the factions na what NDC mu no enye Ekufuado any party and I say Kufuor the head to say NPP for the no NDC na more because NDC they have the cadres represented by Tedun Ketia cadre for no mo te omo AFRC ne the saying ACGR those days no na from cadres no omo na chechire party no. And then you have the Democrats no more mabe join the party President Mahama Mosquito no omo ye CPP for support omo nye cadres omo free baby no and they are the liberals into those days want to say cadres nka say aluta obo na President Mahama squad say there be adwobreo ye nye bibia diplomatic they are the diplomatic people omo so ho and they off atamos nko for no fancy concourse madam be say fancy concourse the fancy concourse no the ato aho ene kwame na aho ene omunua be ma kwasi in fact enkanya asem anka running mate nka say ye ma kwame na am say kwasi aho ene din no former Greek minister and former ambassador to first South Africa ono and nka also ye running mate to Mahama but because of some bad blood no between fancy caucus no any President Mahama squad no anti omo farmer no because back at that time no ye papa na Greek minister. At the time, Kwesi Ahoy, a Greek minister, agreed to grow by 2.7%. Mahama ba epe no musa kwa omo Ahoy for no person mu groom for president. No mu yi no mde no go to South Africa say ubenya market ho. No mde no go to South Africa. Na papa ni kan edumie. And I have spoken to the man a couple of times. I know what I get. And he didn't tell me that. I say a political analysis where I'm sitting, I can tell these things. And nobody ni free ho. It's the fancy caucus, so I'm President Mahama Kasa. What you say? And then you also have President Mahama Kasa squad, which is the new generation now. President Mahama do omaba NDC mono. Okudeto Blakwa, Sam George and Sami Jemfino. These are young people who ordinarily omunye the typical characteristics of NDC. NDC keda for now it's a kubolo kakra wo line. But what they share Sami Jemfino ne Sam George ne Ablakwa. These are learned intellectual young people. Omunyina disciples of President Mahama. Their loyalty is to President Mahama. Almost squad no. Asana guzi money the guzi mo kakedes no. So and then you have the almighty ever caucus in NDC who have been almost neglected. What they also from President Rawlings who you know as ever for na war NDC no. Omo fans so ate. The almighty ever caucus, they give NDC the majority of their votes. Almost so, President Mahama so I said that samurai in fact, and every free anchor represent you because every free anchor or you half a year first asante. Eka is perfect to take over from President Mahama. It by honor. Almost samurai Elvis from 2014 now. Almost set a trap man or koto man on say, you. And sometimes no trap no mo set my every free and can I got an HHO. And I got free, I got to Northern Caucus. The Northern Caucus is also a faction. From the history of Rawlings, even before coup, Nini Adienino, Northern regions ni no to NDC. From flowing from Momotatu, CPP, Nana, NDC, ebe inherited, and almost all my babenias are advantage. And the Northern people no so more NDC mono. Northern people not so more NDC, so are very strong. And almost are trying to see say President Mahama and you are take over. And I make a President Mahama silence you munina. Was swerve you beer or say oba or sure oba. And oba there President Mahama said the next it's time to be a female president. There's only one person that will be cast away there. BBR pointed to them, which is Professor Jena no Pokwadman. Obia to me be saying home. And the Marco Kate Everson, they were used and done. Well, they were not used and done. People like Do Ajaho, I was expecting somebody like Do Ajao Senka. Do Ajao betimi aba be president. But having been Speaker of Parliament, no, I said, "Yeah, also NDC ye be oma ya momo dada, oma ya momo." But other people in Volta region can also come into NDC, into the high rank. Some of them here, Ekujeto Blakwa, Ekujeto Blakwa, echo the trajectory no corner, with the exception of small here and there mistakes be all here now. Ekujeto that should be obetimi aba be the president and not a vice president for NDC. And the ever caucus is up to them after Rollins. In fact, the Voltarians in NDC should have identified people who survived President Rollins. Because you're funny, Papa Kupens, you say after Rollins, why they be not there from the region? And the NDC was a bigger problem. Which NPP for? Almost so starting NDC problem, maybe. Because after President Kufuor, they say President Kufuor say, "Oh, I oracle the boss and they hold on the party in a coffin." And this President Kufuor faction, and said that say a friend saying nanado faction party faction the first na nanado faction a party faction no say about nanado faction and a party faction and some other people groups and so many groups will come out of it into any President Mahama Swerves obi Swerves obi or say the next president no it was say a oba. But you see NPP whether or not on some people are perceived to be omunkro for Gifty Oware a case he say, and it's a very sad one. Gifty Oware, it's a very sad one. Say at this point, the catch and say Gifty Oware. Yes, say the prosecutors on charging officially. I didn't be court. Now, national service scandal no so airtime crash. Say scanning involved no 38 million Ghana cedis and charge quite where they both Gifty Oware ni stealing. And charge it stealing chrono stealing. And almost modus operandi method or use you na. Just say, oh, MPP ni same way you can't justify it. Mono anko court no anko yina no. Mono anko court no anko yina no because it just doesn't make sense. And I don't know evidence crowd beti media back. Abeka already onimoshi and everybody is innocent and proving guilty there. It's true. It is she's innocent. But see, before I ever charge you, they were court. Let's just say police for no more charge you when you're then reasonable cause. So when you're reasonable cause, I want to inform me the basis of a charge. And I'm then a court no $38 million. So we're cutting an OG loan or the Sikano Kogu na accounts or to another company nani crew na director. A high purchase. Just say what? How is this? Unless the attorney general not to body siremu. Nanya bosiremu paka na attorney general ya. This is messed up. Into no Gifty Oware no. Say a boni di afra asem say cry no. It's just bad. See a boni di afra asem say is bad. Nobody should be justifying this. Nobody. But said they make an emrani so obia innocent until they are proven guilty. Into ono anko court no ankatanko yina no. Ono anko court. Na NPP for mo nko for na mo fa omo ma omo appointment. Just one of the scholarship a year or koje ye. Edi ma ni kunu. Gifty Oware ya no apply for scholarship for ni kunu. Ni kunu no ko school or London no. Eye masters obia koye bia. Just say ehia for bidie for ma. Banchi for ma body for ma. Choba for ma per scholarship crowd who on my just one minister be MPB ko dancer. And you have these people who musika and come to me. Why is it that just scholarship from Ukuru? No, whether we are guilty or not, this is unconscionable. And this is complete conflict of interest. And you people on my and you black and white bonnet, but and in fatal. And you black and white bonnet, but in fatal. Scholarship. What the scholarship? Ni Kruko school abroach according to age, you know. Say plane ticket come on the back. Most of them get fund scholarship. Say what we go they no plane ticket all the back ba obey your research near the no the back but include this plane ticket here the and our girlfriend or spouse. How they here for matter me say who girl CB was scholarship secretariat. This one ni be maybe ada wako etwa me twa send me why ma me boko na me fan wom how na panimu wo betimi anya scholarship ni bi no enti MPP for you must question Munkofo na mo positions no. Question them na allegations here ba na de ehu Professor me confuse ono so ne lawyers nya adwa na mo si case nko mo nya biom serious MPP for mo problem more problem. And the lawyers didn't say the case will not go do again. They have a right to withdraw. No, so quite all right to be changing the lawyer. So let's see what happens. And on a breakum West MP and political analysis. Now, I'm saying whoever wins the NPP flag bearership race will best suffer defeat in 2028. So the NPP for underdog into going into 2028, it's on them to show whether they can win. And this is the more dada. So what you say? And you know, penny for so near no money and Casania senior and 70 but now the game no is to no be a court whether be NPP and be NDC because NPP for no so my ballot in they say no, we don't know the omobeye omodebefa ni nyina ma me penny for na kwaba prof Jobino Usu Nyameche extra there wo ye first Central State University e wa America abrochimemo and oni ni nuabemo mu nyina so ye first journalist or my adwuma we ache nti me ne omu nyina so enkasa prof mama good evening Mr. Plank good evening so
fair me joso
me joso minia
good
me chair prof so I think say me kind of him
yes me kai woni pa
is here America yes
aye
but my yen share first and foremost about charges they are charging gift or any there are other NDC as we know no chairman to be so galamsey asem so wakwa assigning a minor license which is against license the man no into also court several people Professor Miyoku Sky train also prof what do you make of all this? Is it the usual said the journalists for because or the usual political prosecution which hunting
fear medasi I'm say there are two streams of cases going on here. Osha ameya konfi Gifty Oware omini e form die ya omode na different from chema won to me die no in the sense say Gifty Oware any your friend say ameya konfi no they were acting on behalf of Ghana. So they were acting on behalf of Ghana in the public service. Shema won't be there is a private citizen. So he was a private citizen. And he normally, what from experience, charging a public servant, if you look at history so far, they are now causing financial loss to the state. So, and no. Most learned lawyers have come to say it's a very, very questionable charge. Say if same case, so could this case Western a year, the person might not even face jail sentence. It won't stand but also legal what say abana or power sometimes say judges no musru say you because uko yena say yes I politically charged case uko di na ko famra kwan so ahwe na do akoto bolgatanga na say na lelugu be international no na to a certain line and say e balance as well there is pressure on them from the current government said they want to serve as a deterrent because opposition now we have been able to say for almost 8 months they've not been able to charge this is the first so that tells me say law is not just easy say so charge you be and charge doesn't even mean say the person is guilty. Say they also can, Now the charge is going to stand the test of cross-examination. And if it doesn't, if Sentimia and Jina, that's a bogus no. So and then this is the first time you're charging obese stealing this money man. Normally, you many lawyer there, but now lawyers can say you want to charge, you want to give it a huge. Your friend is also charging a big. Say the bear cry now. And none of causes are causing financial loss to the state. No, so because causing financial loss to the state, you know, a book beam. Any book beam, you know, who said, now, won't to me the idea is different because no, he wasn't acting on behalf of the state.
Okay.
Now he was doing his private business. So now even no crap, as a layman, I'm a lawyer. Meteor Jenny said, Obia, what demonizing NDC for so many years, what demonizing president, and then a current president, and then Nimia. What you say for 8 years, you know, chairman won't to me friend chairman, friend won't to me, but an empty boy, because he doesn't befit a chairman. Then some I no care can so what demonizing on why would you operate on the wrong side of the law? No, he said, if
okay,
charge, you know, is to be taken to be the true picture of the So because we're guilty, but charge now, say charge, you know, if it is correct, and I say it's going to stand the test of a year. At Dentina, Obia, we are politically exposed person, not just exposed person, but what demonizing current president. I'm sure the videos no be and in so now pretty swap just because say bemuntino ubeti bi idea wo pe
okay
no famra kwan so obreko nipa na wo di na chie no president Akufo-Addo no he was an astute lawyer so enti wonni lawyer to say your friend said the lawyer current lawyer former MP of
Apia
Kubi when ya omu nyina mama advice in your friend say private business ama NDC for be when power me be chill
that don't watch it chama would to be there no prosecutable success rate here higher chain give to Oware.
It could be if the omo can say charge, you know, ebetimi stand there. The person me say two streams, you know, where chairman want to be a private person. Now we are political.
Okay.
They were doing this on behalf of the state. Now even chairman want to be the near me. One say, make us say we're demonizing president, current president, for almost 8 years. And it didn't attempt. I mean, it's on radio, it's on tape. And it didn't mean attempt. And he said, what by also now the president we are no opposition leader not tema. Why would you be operating on the wrong side of the law, knowing very well, say, Adiano, it misses up. And I say, Sebe, the Akufo-Addo create free power. That's NPP win here. And yet, Akufo-Addo will didn't know before the member. Say, Nipano Cram, Pewasema. Yen I him say, Edge me ache. Obe, Chema won't be the NPP for crash as CSM prosecutor. NPP for. That's a CSM the political game. The idea of Munina, na tanfo, Nina Shasi, Yana tanfo. Party members are not emperor, they are not all yen Sunino. I'm to the 14. I am what they say a prosecutor. But many one say, who name say, Adiano, it me Danny. And then power bit me, you been changed. Power bit me a few ones. Now, we are operating on the wrong side of the law. And then one. Okay. And I don't think, say, President Akufo-Addo said, "No, we see chairman to me as seven. Ebetina ho, pam, I say, Adia we ye chewa, Robachero, enti gusuye, na menfio her hands are, menini sa, enti enu say no, a hot na meji no say, success rate no, and no crown na ya drop wa manaba, a lesser offense be. So, oversight be, but say NDC for so imagine say on person chinchina chi omuma deterrent bia say the bear next time ufrimu fia onye o may say biuna they will find a way to prosecute him.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Plan, member of one of my former senior journalist. So what do you think about Gifty Oware the any chairman won't to me there certainly I call the other you will go to election 2028 and then Mahama push for ban or says so Swerves. But let me ask you about it.
Thank you so much. I think I generally agree with Prof with his initial comments. No, just to add, say, a friend saying the charge of public causing financial loss to the state. No, I think that it's been there, but it was under Professor President Kufuor. And I'm weaponizing. No, it was weaponized under President Kufuor because he came with a certain mindset. Say he came to get rid of corruption. And to know if you remember, Kufuor Bayeno, now a lot of the NPP people were afraid to go for contracts because now almost through they adopted a very cautionary approach. So hey, I did wait here, the way people are being jailed and that kind of thing. No, we all become friends and victims. Since it was weaponized under President Kufuor, and I think rightly so. Rightly so, because for a long time, no political actors, no, they've gotten away with a lot of things. So, and it was high time someone cracked the whip. And so cracking the whip, no, I mean, this also led to the setting up of the fast track high court. And people like Justice Afre, quickly all these people were put together to become supervising high court judges, and they made sure, say, people who were found culpable of that law were jailed. They were basically
what NBC is doing under Oware, no, it's not different. It's similar to what happened with the fast track high court, no, right?
Absolutely. So you can see, say, a certain information has gone out. Say, be careful, because yes, according to the law. I think some of the NDC contractors are also hesitant in going for contracts and that kind of thing, because the standard others are being held, they will also be held to those standards. And I mean, why do we have to have situations where people have this kind of boldness to perpetrate crime, especially financial crimes against the state? So it's not because they think, say, once you have a political godfather, that godfather will be there to support you. But remember, I'll go back to President Kufuor. His first press conference statement he made, it was a warning to his party members. He said it, and I think it was in graphic. Or say, we all stand, we will all be judged one day. One day we'll all be judged. And power na yedi amaye no, it's some kind of stewardship, and for every steward you'll be held accountable.
Now since I same way, Mr. Plan, President Kufuor can be the inauguration speech, okay, say pesika, if you want to enrich yourself and you're not go into private practice. But look at the people who are being charged in his government. Gifty, why you son of President Kufuor and charge, they are charging on Ukraine causing financial also. You're charging me stealing. And okay, a criminal act, man. Stealing your appropriation, taking, moving. Just say, and one of the charges, explanation, no charge sheet ingredients, just say, Okoji loan on behalf of national service. And all these loan go on a private accounts. I don't know, say, or no beton near mama national service in Tino. Even before cry, the corner beton national service or this kind of good account.
Exactly. Oh, we'll always circle back to the argument of political party funding. We'll always circle back to that argument, because if we don't find a way to fund political parties through legitimate means, Obia Bakoji contract, Obia man of political office, I don't know the matching orders they are given, whether it's official or unofficial, whatever you're able to make, bring back to the party so that we can run the party. And I mean, you would have to hide your head in the sand not to accept. Say, this is how we fund our parties. People are giving. Oh, when a friend of mine gets a political appointment, honestly, I call the person and tell him, Masa, be careful. I don't go on Facebook to congratulate them. Because once you start congratulating them, you are giving them a certain impression that where you are going, there's money there, it's a privilege, it's that. So do all you can to amass wealth. Sort mercy. And a lot of people see these government positions as low-hanging fruits. Once I get there, I'll grab as much as I can. And obviously, it's Ghana has become a procurement economy. We are a procurement economy, and those of us in the investigative, journalism ecosystem, no, we see a lot of these things. But I mean, but it wouldn't stop people from doing, because they think they have godfathers who protect them.
And in this case, he said, "Give to why they do think that Godfather be betting me a protecting from this, because this is Ghana money, 34 million Ghana cedis. That's a lot of money. Do you think Sir Godfather been teasing Sikawe and Sanka?
I mean, it depends on the strategy, the Attorney General adopts. Media people have been saying it's a plea bargain, it's not a good thing, but I think it's good, because what is the point in, sending somebody to jail when you have the opportunity to recover a large, chunk of the money? So, I mean, at this point there, I don't know which a godfather will save her, because the charges are very grim, and I mean, the outlook doesn't look good. But I think, say, we should not, stampede. I mean, I'm making a general point about this oral thing. We should not stampede the Attorney General into rushing into taking people to court. Let's allow him to do his work and do it well. Investigations are pains. That's the reason why your friend painstaking investigations. You need to be very, very methodical, and very, 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 very clear in your mind. Say, idea way, let me come up with the evidence. And gathering evidence in a criminal case, no, we all know that the threshold is higher than a civil case. Let's just make sure, say, you remember Attorney General and I Jumano the way he's supposed to do it. And if we don't stampede him into rushing and coming up with, jumping into hasty conclusions, I think that we will be able to prosecute effectively. But I think, say, if there's an opportunity to take back some big chunk of this loot now, we should take it.
Okay. Ghana and got aging focusing more on pre-bargain. Now you see, 34 million obet me ajibia onje rather than say I didn't be to jail. No.
Absolutely. We are a very poor country. Let me share something. Uba Abrochi say, and we all know. Me mom and son back was university, but me no high school. I didn't have to call anybody to do me any favors, because the system is set up that Akola under 18, you need to go to public school. So it's just a call, or it's just a correspondence, and they set everything up. So it is because the money is here. New Jersey, first property taxes, property rates, is the highest, I think, in I think in America. It's one of the highest. I know they fund the public education. So I'm more attractive, very good teachers and the rest. And they fund the public education. Into Sika na ewo Africa, ewo Ghana. Into if somebody is put in a position, a privileged position to serve, now he turns out becoming a thief. It's so bothersome and so worrying. If we have the opportunity to take some of the money and also maybe give the person a lesser sentence. For me, it might not be the popular position, but for me, I think that it will work.
Okay.
If you, been to us, been to many days. Oh, say, Miss Chassie and I can be to say, give your worry any COVID a public service. So why are you more public service or Canada? Maybe I've worked in a public service before. Lay down procedures a war. It is not easy to take government money. It is not.
Easy maybe Musa.
And I'm gonna say, who's a heavy easy? And yeah, easy. Okay, that is why Dr. Punini case. How many years did it take?
Over 8 years, yeah.
I'm a buy. I must have questioning. Give your worry. Say ye a bit me take about 10 years. It's because there are laid down protocols, procedures in the public service. Now, before cross one city, yeah, appropriate, Now, events steps I go through. No. Now, if you are going to say somebody has stolen 38 million cedis, right? And remember, there is an audit department in the National Service Secretariat. There is an accountant in the audit. There is a controller and accountant general for Ghana. There is Bank of Ghana who issues the check. There is also a Ministry of Finance who authorizes. Evidence from all these agencies. Okay? Me kakotwa me so. Case no. You don't even know, say, after calling all these witnesses and calling all these evidences, if the case is going to even go on the state side. We don't know. We don't even know if it's going to go on Gifty Oware side. What is an internet case, because evidence, if you have evidence, you're shredding. You're shredding that, and you're my fault. And you give Gifty Oware fault. You're buying, they have to produce. If you're not Gifty Oware, no copy. Maybe you're buying any copy. Maybe you're telling any copy. But once she has a copy which is duly signed, and it can be tendered in as evidence. So, in the case, let me drag it on, sir. Now, here, Dr. Puri case here, I have forgotten how much money was involved. Now, how long it traveled. Now, calculation. If the state attorney, okay, is paid, and then one person, the whole attorney general,
yeah,
and if you check how much money we have paid all these people, how much overtime we have paid all these people, how much we have paid judges to sit on this case, how much air conditioning, electricity, it might be even more than Sikana na ye pa. That is why I said, so when you have more public service da, and now to baby, but why you have more public service da, and on the steps are a woman, it's not easy. I'm saying,
it will support them, Mr. Plant. Some of these cases now, you waste your time, no resources. So, you trust on you plead because your law no plead you law no dada. Yanji Sikano say wafa away fabra.
I'm not supporting that. I'm not supporting that, but I'm educating people.
Okay.
I want to educate people for people to make their own decisions. It's not for me to support say because on the other side, no, we don't know what evidences the Attorney General has. So until we cannot say pleading here. If the Attorney General can try this case in 2 years and I say 1 year, now 1 month, based on the evidence. But based on what I know as pertains in the public service in Ghana, it is not that easy. Say, ubetimiaka say 1 city, akoha, untimi account for. It's not easy. Now because of the late. Now even within the setup, no crown, director be sign, chief director will accountant will auditor be notify we be say answer na 1 city crown go out no na di be 6 months. And it is not say obi anya ho adwuma o. It is going through steps as pertains in the public service commission. What you say? And it is a DSM na say obi awie sika. We are going to call all these people, number one, internally. We are accountant general, we are auditor general. Mobile, did you follow the procedure? What procedure did you follow? Hey, I missing 2 steps. Why did you miss 2 steps? Papa, no retirement. We need to find yes, we be who and one a deputized man. Young Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana, the Ben issue check, check. Why did you issue in this way? Who issued the check? Young Ministry of Finance. Why did you authorize the friend said? Why did I? You are calling people, you are calling processes, you are calling protocols, you are calling a whole lot of stuff because charge me is not an easy charge.
Okay.
And no judge is going to sit down and say, we this can go to no, because there is a chance when I a lawyer, there is a chance of appeal. What is
if prosecution also improve it,
then I make prosecution also also a government. Now you also know say Obia also 38 million. do you think say oh yeah niemano well who lawyer only lawyer ankasa? And there is also a legal department within the agency. So they get advice from the Attorney General's office.
Into where no point we're very difficult to prosecute.
As just like any public service prosecution. It is anything I make us say my example say Dr. Puni case for almost 8 years old. I check more than 8 years. A baby as here, and they you know I don't know because some of the evidences were not there. Some of the people were dead. What you say? Anything I make us say it is not easy. One to me, they are a private person. One to me did not take government's money. It is easier to prosecute if there is any chargeable issues there. But when it go through so many series of protocols. Now if you IGF, Obi Ajuma or Yefan Seviyari, now say was it Obi 38 million. When the process they go through, the Attorney General has to advise on it. The lawyers have to sit down, look at this, follow protocol, because asema they say when them say people from Attorney General's office will be called to be cross-examined in this issue because they might have advised the money. Ministry of Finance, I'm not saying say but cases of public service, from my experience working in the public sector in Ghana, it is not easy to prosecute.
Okay.
At all. And people should not be sitting down thinking, say, Obi I bonnet or this guy 38 million. What you also there be because Obi anyhow better now say I buy sick at 38 million. Now chief of staff will not even allow you. Chief of staff, wouldn't say chief of staff near where now. He knows all these things. When you're 1 city and then when you're 200 cities, 38 million Ghana cities. The chief of staff has to be aware. A pescate developer. Never wait.
Okay. Mr. Plan, you want mommy views on a idiot or Chema to be
Right.
In respect of mining license or the man. And he was given a mining license to one of the foreign Samra boy, Western Region.
Right.
Almost say why the license number 2 other people, no more, which is against because your more license are not supposed to assign it. And no assigning and any funny year the forest.
Chema, to me, there's a lot of smoking gun evidence to indicate, say, he was a mining kingpin, or he's still a mining kingpin. I think about late last year, my papa's side, Omufi Jomoro, right, and on our frame, sending me documents, and I was check it, the bona fides of a certain company. I won't mention the name, but until me check it, that company had been given a concession to mine somewhere in Jomoro. And the name of the beneficial owner was Shema to me. So that is based. It's another name, but it starts with A, but it's not Akonta.
I see.
Yes. That is modus operandi. Look, these young people want to make money in the shortest possible time. And they don't care. One was there, a good time I hear fighting for power. You see the fevered pitch, the kind of way among four are interested in getting the power because they know what they want to use the power for. So, and if you want to go into academia, Prof. Colleague Bako, I've forgotten the name, but he said something very poignant. I see, if you want to discourage people going to public office for their personal reasons, withdraw all the privileges and the perks associated with public office. And there will be a mass resignation of people from entering politics. They know what they want. Can you believe, say, this same chief has called me back, say, I know I'm cancel, and this government is packaging it for another person.
A party person.
Yes. So that is the incentive, you know, getting money is a major incentive for people going into politics. And if the media, you and I are asleep on our watch, these people will sell this country, you know, to the highest bidder. And we are seeing the signs. They are actually there for their personal interest. So, and whatever, yeah.
That is a wound to me abusing the position as chairman or the what different companies no they mining a Juma way.
Absolutely. Who are you? Who are you? Who are Minerals Commission boss? Now, wound to me, but say, me pay idea we are. Will you say will you not give it to him? You will lose your job. You lose your job. You know, I mean, there's something like crime and punishment. If you commit a crime, the punishment should follow, so that it serves as a deterrent to others. But as to whether the deterrence will be enough, especially Jesus Christ said that. A friend said we should watch covetousness, for a man's life does not consist in the abundance of what you possess. And so Jesus Christ is gone 2,000 years ago. People still are falling foul to this same morality issue. In what should, I mean, what is too much, and what time Benny bet me draw a line and say I've had enough. Let others also enjoy. You know.
My a presidential, you know, so said the president Mahama and there's a story I wanted to even pull up. Hang on. Say it appears President Mahama or Neni Aquachere Obaso. So say Haruna Driso General Mosquito was Swerves Omunina. Because the recent video all come once no say it's time say Benya Oba na yede o mine beshana no yede beshan nsa. And that was why I was suggesting say oba de na ohwe NDC mu a say wo hwa de oye oba oben ho pa no Professor Jena no pokwaduma. So let me just
steadfast in this pursuit of gender equality and the empowerment of our women. Under my leadership and in my capacity as the African Union champion for gender and women's empowerment, the government of Ghana has continued to take decisive steps to mainstream gender across our national development policies. We've achieved historic milestones, including the election of Ghana's first female vice president and the unprecedented appointment of women to leadership positions in government, the judiciary, the security services, and key national institutions. These are not just symbolic gestures, they are deliberate affirmation that women deserve a seat at the table of the highest levels of decision-making. And I am confident that in the very near future, our women will break the glass ceiling and there will be a woman president of the Republic of.
Well, indeed, a lot of people are agreeing with, you know, say, after President Mahama, there be all can come there, not just all. I Julius Debrah and General Mosquito, because we all know, say, they've started showing signs that President Mahama knew her, Bedina, and perhaps President Mahama, Professor De Batono, Emma Professor Jena no Pokwadima. Prof, what do you think? Do you also see that?
No, I don't. I think that Mahama was very smart. And I also President Mahama was also a seasoned politician. Will go through all the cycles and all the primaries in the I would say it is very, very easy for where will be our political strategies are. You would know right now, say President Mahama, so 1 year after December, obey lame duck president.
After December, where?
Yes.
Oh, is that early?
Yes. Yes. So one change the constitution, which it looks as if he's not going to do that because the party is not going to allow him to do that. Now, one might be what by December, if you look at what is happening in NDC today, he'll be a lame duck president. And when he becomes a lame duck president, that's it for him. And that's it for NDC. Because NDC is going to have to stand on what he's going to do in the next 4 years to banter what NPP is going to push on them. Because See our crap on NPP4 are pushing so hard. What your budget in the there was no monumental social impact change and this is for Debrah. What you say? Unlike first and second term of Akufo-Addo, normally sir, your friend is huge social impact, free SHS, agenda 111, one district. It is not like that with NDC. It is just normal government machinery running, which is not bad at all. Don't cause any major flag. What I say? Don't cause any unprecedented news near some George. You know. Stay away from those things and be in the good books of Ghana or Ghanaians. Not ride it along, sir. So that is what I think they are doing. However, most starting announcement it is just to keep everybody who is trying to be and then person may align with General Mosquito, and then person may align with Julius Debrah, and then person may align with and no, where minister no, they are going to find work if Julius Debrah is in Nalerugu. He is going to find something to do in Nalerugu as a minister and join him there. Oh, you could be a toilet no. And a chief of staff so my boss. And I'm about Nalerugu, I'm about Nalerugu. Ejuma de mabaha. No, say me huna. Would I say no? I won't say no. I can't say no. A hono, not government business is what? Suffering. The announcement no very strategic and politically wise. The amu ye nyina ye kwa. Ni amu prepare nyina ye kwa. Oba na ebedi madie. So that I don't say me a minister and I'm a NPP. Now me doing alignment ho a. What you say? Either I say do and I say forget about it. Nyamu nyina kwa de benya. And my men align with the vice president. Say the beya obewinia obenya be biashe. I don't think the vice president is even looking to be a president. I don't think so. And if she is a be tough amount because she's not a politician. So she's not a politician. President Mahama is a politician. So Julius Debrah a fair no try to be the offensive, but I see Dunkatia is a seasoned politician. So it was just politically wise and strategic so that he can be relevant and have control over the government for the next 3 years until Oma elected flag bearer. When, because normally in your elected flag bearer and I lame duck. So because now the stars don't have aligned. Ubia or babia or so did you crow. But I say dear, Munina Muni Debrah me. And I say I'm a vice president. And the vice president works for me. So
it was strategy to just silence or more aspirants.
Yes, and there was pressure on him to declare side. And yet publicly, but I said don't get here and answer a side. So because Julius Debrah side, I said don't get here as a party chairman on no guide him and winning elections. Julius Debrah is your confidant. Say Ajumano, Abani Bay you say you are chief of staff. My example be the way President Kufuor is Jinaya successful. People give credit to President Kufuor. It wasn't him. It was Kujum Pieni. Now, ministers, the way you're not almost see Kujum Pieni, Uno Mokasa, they say, hey, oh, chance. We are also here. Why Kujum Pieni mouth chance? You can go and say you have talked to the president, or president, okay, me share President Kofi, citizen Kofi. And what he says is what President or guide the government. So is Julius Debrah. So what I say, Nansay or launch code of ethics. Julius Debrah can say, or say most of you think you know the president. Most of you think you talk to him. Most of you can go to his house. But when you misbehave, you will get your letter even before the president knows about it. So what I say. That tells him or it tells me, say, he has the president's authority to act. So, in the president, it was just a cool way to silence everybody and to take the pressure off him. So, not a binary jumano day, and because a binary jumano the bema yen more prayer ban. So because NDC has not been in power for 8 years. So the momo year call a number 2030 you have a lot of people who have come into the voting system. They don't even remember those things.
Yeah.
What you say?
New voters and Colano.
Exactly. They don't remember those things. That is what is going to cause the halo effect. And the bema sa imprint in the say, hey, and this is why it's in got to Mahama. But some more and sa no monumental a na moje jana sa NPP for babe bash especially in some amokai. And some so dear. And this is for Bruby so papa. And you know, and they were guided by strong politicians. Say, I say in politics, normally no, when elections are the tidal wave counts. The mood of the country is number one. So mood no against you what? MPP. So if you are comparing a Nemapa MPP for I think say Kwame Nkrumah, you can compare the projects Kwame Nkrumah did with what MPP did. MPP did the whole lot.
Okay.
They did a whole lot for Ghana. Okay. But still, the mood of the country was not right for MPP continuation. It was it was a change. And despite the one thing I said, 5 million free SHS for us, and school free, they could have even swung the voting pattern. But it didn't happen. MPP for now, so I say, until the mood of the country wasn't for continuation, it was for a change. And the change happened. And NDC for also they did very, very well capitalize on that mood. In the change here, the same mood brought President Kufuor to power in 2000. What I say? Because Jerry Rawlings was colossus of Ghana politics. You know, he could have done everything, but the tidal wave or the mood of the country was not in the favor of Rawlings. It was not in the favor of NDC.
Well, I know my question be but not President Kufuor don't be no Sunday he's done his best. Yeah, then I just say and not necessarily that are buying a year bonny be per se, but the mood no I'll be air my own to us after 2 times air my own to us.
Now say President Kufuor, President Kufuor boldly said he is never going to hand over power to the FNSA, President Mahama. He said it. He was going to hand power to the FNSA. Yes. Because he was relying on an referee who said the mood of the country was not in their favor. One, because of Ukraine war and Russia war. Two, COVID set the country back because for the first time now, all the indices were checking positive. Okay. It was doing good. So,
But Mr. Plan, I remember one on this. Do you agree, Sir President Mama Swerve? Those who have aspirants or more NDC more might show some kind of interest. Esi Dunketia is one of them. Julius Debrah is another person. Was Swerve or more another just diplomatic language. But Prof said there's some merit in say he wants to see say Oni Obia come.
I think, sir, even though I share my to what Prof said, no. I think, sir, what President Mahama did, was a very smart move. An agenda had been set. There's turmoil in MPP's, flag bearer race, infighting. They are fighting amongst themselves. So some smart Alec just decided let's also create a storm on the side of the MPP so that we equalize. So it's all symptomatic of a political communication strategy. So let's create a problem, a storm in the teacup, and then agenda setting him as journalists, and then let's see how they also react to it. So him being a very astute communicator decided that look, let me put this thing to bed. This is what I think. Let's let all the other competitors coalesce behind what we are doing right now. Ghanaians have given us a mandate to lead them for the next 4 years. That should be what should, friends, and be our focus. Let's not, morph into different, sections and that kind of thing. If we do that, that'll be the end of the NDC. And like Prof said, then he becomes a lame duck president, and then nothing. Look, even Galamsey, I see how he's struggling with communication around Galamsey. But we should hold his feet to the fire. We should hold his feet to the fire, because sometimes those of us who know President Mahama, we know that sometimes or relax kakra. If you give him pressure, he will deliver.
Do you
Mr. Planch eka Galamsey say yanhwe so maya, we will one day get up and see say everybody is dead. I'm telling you,
everybody
yes, me can say NDC for and now so any social impactful projects be so those social and the baba be relieve the government. As I can say, 4 million people out of the about 30 million people are heavily involved in Galamsey in Ghana today.
4 million people.
Yes, 4 million people. Research from your friend say, is it a Imani and other credible agencies? Yes, 4 million people are heavily involved and they depend heavily, 100% on Galamsey. The resources of Galamsey, to the point where government is even buying their good. So yeah, wait.
Go board, no? Yeah.
Yes. 4 million. Now, so 4 million, you have to take them away from this job, which is giving them their daily bread and giving them more than they need. What are you going to replace it with? Tinameka say they have not announced any social impactful project. And no any more every 4 million. Until that is done, tell me what the government can do.
It's not a fact. Until say I buy back say ya company, we at factory, we at project, we are. A bit me absorb this. So even half of the 4 million no more Galamsey, no. We should forget about say a baby.
Me say, Juma. And 4 million people out of the about 30-something million people. And these 4 million people helped NDC to win power. Because they say the president at the time wasn't doing much. And the president, even though he wasn't doing much, NDC how do you go back and say they can't? And what are you going to replace it with? Because NMI daily bread, and it's me to a feast, and it's me here, and it's me a talker, and it's me to a banchy, you took one, yes, business. What are you going to replace it with? And non-American social impactful a beji sanko for your free. Say a new man free. Do you know? Say habo. Say excavator is a project where you never be engineer.
Yeah. So, but the president is saying they say more track obey important or important and casa cross was special.
If you near woman that don't cry, who near you. The woman that nanya yes in the woman that don't cry. Me say 4 million people are involved in Galamsey. Ghana population say 30 million. Me boy, 4 million people are involved right now. So 30 million, say you no vote to me boy. It be about 12 million being voted and 15 million being voted.
17.5.
17 out of the 17, it move 4 million. Galamsey economy. And me per economists be na menena ye jumania track it. How much GDP it is contributing to the Ghana government.
Okay, where the bamboo atting, Professor Bamboo atting.
And now who say, sir, contribution, ye free more. Will Ghana's economy stand? How many are 4 million?
Are we not being hypocritical and playing double standard though? Because Ghana for yes, fight Galamsey. You cry so president no. Na obey a campaign 2020. Okay, so obey jam obi etu. And we applauded him. One of the reasons why I'm comfortable to my NDC in the Galamsey areas. NPP for lose. which one do we want? Ye kroya ye pese fight galamsey. But obia so yes or fight am say am to mano.
Say na make us say ejina ensema ya keka so. President Akufo-Addo was very coyish with Galamsey. He wasn't strong and he wasn't your friend say bia. And this is for no punch no. What you say? They were punching him to be strong. And it worked. It worked. Almost by so almost I coyish with Galamsey. Aha. Okay, you be kun sa na 2028 by elections ba. Na fe eno so ba buruja. What you say? And emreko ade chi ade se nyina more people are getting involved. In 2028 and 2027 no. Yanhwe ya na 4 million na hwa be 8 million. And now it becomes a whole nation.
Yeah.
And what do you do? And by then, na enkwala ya wo mu nyina are deformed. Na your soil nyina is bad. Yeah, ti enkwamu a ye pese betia ya adwuma nyina ye no mercury ama cancer any ade. So we will be spending more money on our health than contributing to GDP. What is going
to plan view on this Galamsey? I'll come back to you because I don't know the end. Maybe I person because now Akufo-Addo NPP were justifying, oh, he's doing enough, but I'm for Krati and Tumano. Mahama by and also justify, oh, he's doing enough. But one here, I know say internally, there are NDC people who are warning President Mahama Semasa. We are attempting to go fighting gidi yebeluzu into your study. What do we want? Mr. Plant, President Mahama assessment on this Galamsey issue.
We make us say it's early days yet, but I mean, Agrobeswa, if you're on a patututu. This Galamsey issue, I mean, situated within the bigger context, I mean, Galamsey has survived repeated government interventions, military deployments, regulatory crackdowns, any public campaigns. Still, Galamsey has survived. So it tells you, say, those who have benefited from it, like Prof said, 4 million. And it's an ecosystem. They are all, intricately woven together. You all supply champagne, you all supply generators, you all supply water pumps. I mean, all the ancillary, services for they are there and they are pushing the industry.
The supply chain, and all kind of supply
exactly.
chain.
The supply chain is there. And to know how are you going to break this thing up? It's not an easy thing. And to know politics are. This is what you're going to suffer. And to know, after me, even though I have sympathies, for the government, not like I'm an NDC person, but I think the work at hand, is going to be monumental. It's not just going to be a walk in the park. But I think there is an approach to address this situation, like this alternative employment scheme now. Government wanted to, implement, So
helicopter crash.
So I think that I have staged everything, but I think we should go back to it and let's see how we can communicate that effectively. And I think they had this thing called gold catch, which they said was a more sustainable way of mining. And it's like a device what the two assassins is able to bring the gold to the surface so that you don't really excavate deep into the earth crust. So all these policies are there, but parties they don't think together. They don't think say idea be take it on board and address it. And then give others their flowers. But because a friend saying winner takes all say me opponent idea be a good idea. I won't take it. I rather want to go and bring another thing, and then it creates all kinds of mess and that kind of thing. It's a difficulty.
Do you think so how NDC be manage Galamsey around this? Bet me affect 2028, especially this year 2028 assembly. Bet me affect much chance said affect NPP for 2029.
Absolutely. Yamin said this in isn't that Saman Kasi? He said it clearly. I say the NDC in Kumasi were able to do their coalition because somebody sponsored the coalition center, and that person is being pursued. Somebody's business is being harmed. He said it. So I mean, I didn't say he said it.
If you
just a party for no be na galamsey no.
Absolutely.
Mamenka be being true. Your friend is saying
because before I been in fourth estate newspaper. I hear report about NDC chairman Bia or you in charge of galamsey just said with impudence, with impunity, near break. Oh yeah, say he's hiding, or hiding, or yen plain galamsey pa.
if you consult a company be frame me. One person may engage me in consultancy. Me no mudin komono. What they told me was they have about 7 sites in Ghana. They were involved in mining. As to whether it was illegal, I feel that maybe domo suku akohwehwem. When him say omo pamo omo ane wo no nyina say they were NPP people.
Mining sites and omo pamo workers na wo nyina NPP before.
This omo the NDC for aba.
Okay.
Because I feel almost time as on Babeti Cocoon. So assuming said this was illegal mining, how is the government going to fire all these people? Almost a pamo, I'm not almost thinking, say, we are Sikana Yenyano, you said about politics near Pamos Mufriho. So a cycle. A cycle. I feel na NDC for because there are videos going around. Mr. Kwaku Buahin, Kokachrom say, MPP 4% by Pamo free power.
Oh, yeah, 2020 as them or say about Obiabe Didi Pecha, Bama to Galamsey, no, yeah.
Yes. And so the writing is on the wall. Say, and yeah, by Niaba. So, yeah, by Niaba. And she say, Muina free or Namon fee. Almost all by Naban, almost Baby Didi. But when Muslim got a few, they are also going to use it to fight you. So, in the year 2028, that's a 4 million, not do 80 million as I say. Not yet.
Truthfully, no, you to me fight because then Mr. Plan just say, yeah, the soldier for crack try, yeah, and to me, and yet. And I said, just all sorts of intervention. President Akufo-Addo do say, or best sacrificing his seat to cry one to me, and yet. Internet just said nobody can really help us to fight it.
Yeah, no, say a boy. And I make us say, these people have found jobs in this. And I make us say, it was said economists for started tracking. Said they tracking foreign remittances. We should be able to track what is the contribution to GDP of Galamsey. If we know that a honor, the number never told us a 5%, 3%, a honor, a back catcher and say, where lies your priority? Because you take us 5% in the film. How are you going to plug that hole?
Okay.
How are you going to plug that hole? You're going to plug that hole with what? Is it taxes? Ejumane were here better taxes. Is it importing? Importing, remember Akufo-Addo time. Now with the car, and this is forecast. So are you now going to increase it to plug that hole? You see how difficult this is going to become?
Yeah.
And the one creating jobs, and a job now will create, it should equate to Niano to Galamsey. Because also Uncle Tinanian Pabua, now a bosom what you know, events 1,000 cities, our Galamsey, or where Galamsey, or China, and then Obenya a 3,000.
Okay. Well, but Mr. Plan, how do you think, say, going forward, at least between now and 2028, because already, there's some kind of pressure on President Mahama, and I'm saying pressure, social media, yeah, they man said this is what you said in opposition. Uba Bemu, we are saying something different. Unkro forecast, so you have a plan. Uba Bemu, we are not seeing the plan. Opposition, okay, say opponent to declare state of the emergency. Uba Bemu, see at the end about state of the emergency, sir. How do you think, and at least say President Mahama, 1 year and a co, 3 years technically, I can't 2 years because last year, the election year, it's a very useless year. Until the end, I wasn't or year within start 2 years now, I can't know.
But me prefer we na work on it. What catch no was sending a friends a check about.
Consultancy charge.
I think that they should stick to alternative way now scheme now per se no. Basically, if you interrogate it, it's basically to strike partnerships with the large mining companies, so that they can lease some of their unused concessions. And our concessions now, almost feel say gold no yield no above from no. They can
Okay.
give it to these small scale guys so that they can go in there and harvest what is left. And I think say you understand now, at least it will be a step to addressing the problem in the short term. But in the long term, dear, if we really want to solve a very saying unemployment issues now,
Mhm.
one district, one factory, it's a great concept. If you live around where Amazon were, if you live around there, traffic, because it's employing thousands of people at one site,
Yeah.
thousands of people,
Mhm.
maybe hundreds of people. And can we replicate same in our country? These are things we should think about and make sure say you better politics be if you near government back starting. Let this other governance is a continuum, and it's a continuum under directive principles of state policy. Whatever one government did, the other government is inclined to continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that our people will not be shortchanged on the altar of political expediency. We should be bold enough to look at the issues that one government did, and let's pick it up.
Okay.
But also the 24 hours about. So in the time, by the time I also be few one. So when to me, if you have not fully implemented 24 hours, what is going to be the end of the 24 hours economy thing now? What can one say no?
And
You
no
know, we should, we
constitution
should.
na my baby. Let me play you this video. Now you call NPP for balloting. So
Stop the guarantee, stop the guarantee. President Mahama, yeah, the money there, Kosovo, yeah, and Shakespeare, yeah, and Nicholas. Who moved the return and stop the guarantee, so I'm moving to you. Where I said 24 billion, where I'm mono, yeah, tell Robert, where tell Robert, I am mono, see, yeah, Robert, see the seat. Now moving the whole Jimmy. Stop the guarantee, stop the guarantee. Yeah, the money Kosovo. Yeah, see, Pato. Yeah, see, yeah, what's your name, Kosovo? So, what's your name, Kosovo? Stop the beggar, I'm saying. Stop that, I'm saying. Yeah, gold in army, too. Yeah, two gold in Noah. China upon to the corner and the moon. Yeah, you see, Scano higher. Yeah, this Scano. Yeah, see, gold in one. What's that? Stop the guarantee, stop the guarantee. Stop the guarantee. I do my band and Ghana. Yeah, the incense. Obia Okwaya of us here. Hey, Jumano. Ah.
and see, this is the Mr. Plan. Don't you think? Because I say you go a crane approach and I'm more stop the galam. So I'm to case. I know just a machine no crap presidency a bed track in the way new tear rubber.
24 million. 24 million. Wow. I mean, the irony of it was he was doing illegal mining. He was holding a bottled water. That's the irony of it.
And
Also,
we say importing so $11 million.
and it will be more. And it will be more. I mean, people don't. They should understand. Say, mining can be done in a legal way. The large mining concessions, mining companies, under the law, under the rules, regulatory, they are supposed to. A friend saying, they are supposed to cover the pits.
Reclamation.
So, yes, land reclamation. Into who are we? Are you going to reclaim the land? Into no, about my own coin say, Obi say no. Oh, it's like impunity meets impunity. Oh, they said there's impunity at the top. Into okay, me too. I'm excused to also, do things with impunity because there will be no consequences. Those at the top, Obia and Yiriom. We are two at the bottom. I don't know, in your mind, it's so hard for us. Into no, my happiness with going after someone like you want to me I'm saying that it should open the floodgates for us to go after the big guys. And I'm saying that with someone like Raymond Archer at Yoko, not just Yoko Po, but this guy is a very good investigative journalist. He will be able to track the finances. Doc, Prophet said they want to find how a friend said they're able to see how much money we are able to generate from Galamsey or how Galamsey contributes to the economy. One of the ways is to also check the inflows. How is the money coming in to a friend saying fund Galamsey? It's a financial intelligence center. No, it's another one thing we can look at, so that Yoko, all these stakeholders in this ecosystem can come together and find out a way to go after the big guys. The big guys are there. They are there. We can find them. We can track them.
But big guys also the funded political parties. No,
That's an issue.
If you go after them, initially now we'll come about political funding, events, political parties funding. Also na funding your friends politicians. If you are going to go after them, then it means that we no buy no just one I won't survive a day crowd.
Yeah.
But I say, okay, you can you must me. Send or US and our Germany and our they can say London. Now ebia ope offer customer service bia. It goes to Bangladesh. It goes to Philippines. It is providing them jobs in their countries, and they are being paid somehow close to dollars, right? There are so many companies cheap labor in Africa. Why can't our government be innovative and contact these people and say, look, we have this number of people, I are training on 4 million. They can be customer service agents. We'll give you this tax break. We'll do this. Why don't you outsource and they will get away from this galamsey. I say your livelihood. No one go into some of these employments. Why can't they do it? Other countries are doing it. Bangladesh is doing it. Philippines is doing it. And then the computer, my fresh sales guy. Sales guy, I'm so also he's in Bangladesh. I'm so yes. And they are working on the clock. School we do proctored exams. Do you know where this proctored exams and perform proctor students? They are from Philippines.
Virtual people.
Yes. And I try exams, no help. What you say? Obi and you know so exams, no help through the camera. They do 20 in 2% schedule exams. Students in 2% schedule exams. They can schedule it anytime. Anytime. In the Mada midnight 9% scheduler. A friend is a proctor will get back to you and says, okay, I'm ready. Show your room. Then he say, oh yeah, Juma. If such arrangements are there, we can get people off this thing, because if you are here, you're not and sana na nom ne ma na legacy be ni ja momo na se o nana oba kwa akowo no akowo deformed child
now
is it Chinese imported what 11 million worth of issue in 2023. 11 million issue dollars, 11 million worth of issue. Adentia. Intia be akana bela kwane awake na ya no nyina na enye papa wo. Yes.
Ya contaminate no.
Enye papa. And na wo kan we ya yeso we NPP ni, wo kan we yeso NDC ni, wo kan we yeso we na insure na wonnom na yese no. E fa NPP ni NDC ho be.
Very well. But my member video when chairman there na mo kan kwakubo ahende no.
Since I'm on Wahano, or Behunu said the land in the city, or Becca, Nameboa after on the 11th, on the 7th, and she say, at the mom, because on one of the Sakwas now. Said the Bay, you animal blade or where you might take a clay. Most would be not a silly. Now, so that's how I machine to 1 month, I'll be Hine. Now, so the Abba Yajuma. Now, so do Chromo call for Friday. Eddie, and 2 Quaco to Abana, John Daman Mahama, a 2 direct. ana John Dramani mama so man na so meke ho
Ezu yeba omo chi omo galamsey no omo atu omo mu yeba ma omo amnesty no omo asaba Ezu
Enti we are President Mahama still promising him our cast or be bi one ma be sine on shadanye, which is why I'm for the president pressure ban. In fact, many anum joy for almost started a campaign with dear President Mahama, the love letter to the pressure pressure now on this galamsey issue, but clearly won't kokuba in ekasano. Yeba mbotu, yeba mbotu. The over politicization of galamsey is another matter altogether, crying but I mean, some about this MPP near more for John almost on chill, imagine if or more I did change on person also. On the bar, made the link in it to them to bet me for a ye link and click on it. I don't be now to actually watch anything you want to say. Mr. Plant, what MPP for no my ballot in area? I think January no more so now they have November, October, November, December. It's about 3 months. On my ballot in area, I think now Baumia number 3, Canada, Japan number 1. Number 2, I did not. I'm not. Let me check with it. But what do you think generally? Almost because I've heard Canada Japan call for air casse. At the end, they say be free and fair. Canada Japan must win. Internet just says about me, we need to say free and fair. And I've heard them too saying, about me, we need is the establishment in 10 years. Omo kromo ma ultimate. Baumia is also campaigning on the basis say, omuntu man, omunim say errors so they should forgive. And enters the chat. Gabia Sarochidakun recently, Baumia, one Baumia did about Pimakutia. They should stop apologizing and go on with the work and tell people what they can do. Given that Baumia was coming from a Kufuadomo camp and the same place now, EFSA, Gabi Frino, what do you even think they generally need now?
I think just addressing the Baumia issue first. No, I mean, Akufado's legacy is hanging on, that Baumia's head like the proverbial sword of the Damocles. And Oyem Shia, and it won't work. If things had gone on well, if they had, if MPP campaigned on the good works of President Akufo-Addo, MPP, sorry, and he had won, saying that he wouldn't say anything, he wouldn't go and apologize. And I mean, good or bad, you should just own the fact that you were part of the government, you did your best, but now you are your own man. You are standing in your own shoes, and you want the delegates to vote for you. And to that extent, I think that if they're going to go with the same electoral rule now, then I mean nothing will change. If wait me confirm that they are still going with the electoral rule now, friends, Abron Yane Wuntumi were talking about her. Is that the case?
I'm almost speculating, but I'm not sure whether they are using the same. I'm so I'm use old album, no.
Okay.
But
Okay.
because some more constitutional amendments, I think that there are a few people who are going to join and vote. For instance, diaspora for now they will vote. Previously, I think no money vote, baby. So I think they've expanded it slightly.
What regional
old album? They are using their old album. Canada, Japan, company, baby.
Exactly. So that's why I want to raise these issues. Regional party chairman, do they have the power to take people off the roll and then insect, people?
I don't think so. I think I'm so much no more elected. So I don't think that the regional executives can just remove people and bring people. No.
In the other Abronya can't ask him no. Not just that he was standing on something. If these things are allowed to persist, then of course, when Ken loses, he would have, he would have just cause, to say, So I mean, let's all go with clean hands. They are making sure, and NPP is a decent political party. It's a very decent political party, formed by astute men and women, with high democratic credentials. Let the playground be free and fair, and let the delegates vote whoever they think can win them the power. Mama Yekoye shenanigans bia. I think Baumia is solid enough. He can stand on his own against any of the competitors.
On his own without any influence. Yeah.
Oh yes, I think sir. His level of his chances of winning a general election is high because you're marketing already. So he's already been marketed. Like Nana Akufo-Addo 2012, 2008, he came back 2012, persisted in 2016, and eventually he won. And you know, why do you go and friends saying build something that is already there? You know, reinvent the wheel. If Baumia wins, I think that his chances of being elected could be good.
Oh, okay. Prof, what do you think?
I fear also MPP, you know, number one, say if somebody is crying, say, and you're fair, this is the time for them to also act. You say politics, you know, there are so many, is it Kwabneji? And okay, I said there are so many ways of killing a cat.
Yeah, Kwabneji, kill the cat.
Yeah. Yeah. If Kere Japan thinks any fair, the team no can get behind somebody and unknown person in Boko and file a lawsuit. Okay? We know say bit me Ken or he will not come out to say may file lawsuit because obe anger MPP for be. So but you won't do that. Daniel Ofori de e toko no case ko e almost shenechi e for ya this voice shenechi sa ye nim say all political strategy. So now me no I am looking at I say Baumia, Dr. Baumia he had 63% with the support, resources, money, everything from the government in power at the time. And only 63%. So now Canada Japan enya 30-something%. Say ena oko for the real test. Assuming say Akufo-Addo is not supporting him, which I think he's not, because their relationship is not the best. 2, he doesn't have the resources that he had before.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Now, all the MPs are free to decide on where they want to go. Before, they were all whipped in line. So, 2, how is he going to bring the party together? If Baumia wins, I am looking at the number of votes I'll be winning. That will give an assurance to MPP for say he is likely to be a main contender in the general elections. So the reason is because only 63% from his own party or general more opposition, right? More opposition. If he's able to get 80, then what he said, no, MPP4, the base has been energized. And the general is going to be heavily contested.
Oh, okay.
So I say, but so when 63, no when 50 challenge there, and come forgetting elections.
So the onus is on Baumia to prove a point to say
yes. It's not for Ken. Ken there, he is going in to win. On also be winning because he made a lot of inroads with 30%. As a private guy, to facing somebody like Dr. Baumia with all the resources, with all the MPs, with all the DCEs, with all the ministers, with all the government machinery, and with money from the government. Akufo-Addo, ono crowd, Baumia crowd, Dr. Baumia, he campaigned freely because all campaigning also here, Juma. One to gas that, one to petrol that, one to accommodation that. Even with all this, only 63% too. Now, you are under the private resources. And then only 30-something%. Into me trying to say, can Japan or no? He's in this game. It's the onus is on Dr. Baumia to prove say he can stand on his own. So, dear, me share emwa Ghana. Any divisive tactics no more use no. Say, and this in because
and mommy, I didn't bagabi as a man or castle. They should forget about apology here and there and just focus on the obeti me the abuan crofo. And I think that in that case he was throwing a jab at Baumia, so then I'm patch for what?
Say, the Gabi can say. About Baumia so to me, so and Casa because the Baumia person will be okay. This has been litigated already. The Baumia Castle bit me go for the government in Yinan. Okay, was went to me and yet. And people are holding him to that, even to today. That is why, you know, me predict say NDC will win. Okay, say, Ubisam say, what is my base? I'm saying regional capitals and NPP for winning, they are even going to lose. And I'm part it was bad. Because a hornos are regional capitals and normally winning. So, and the Baumia person can be, I don't think that Baumia has said anything new. In fact, all go around singing, and I don't think that he's even promised anything. He's trying to shy away from promises because the America said the obeying has been litigated before. But can't be match CD, match dollar, may stabilize CD, may say, Nina has been litigated before. So it is no could be no can be BBO as I wouldn't know was about you. But can the over free range because on promise you'll be a on your into no quan oko. So quan oko. But Mrs. May share back on said the party will provide a very, very free and fair platform. Almost said, so yes, sir. And my party Nijina. It gives you a true picture of where the candidate stands. Some engineer, no far, no jina. Oh, I said, oh, no, when I was answering. Because you are going into a general election and you need a true picture of your base to go into the elections. Namu base, namu engineer, namu the bishishem, namu yese, just to favor a candidate. General. You can't do that there. And you cannot blame the candidate because during the primaries, they should be fair. Now, baby, 2028, we did everything as a party to be fair. 10%. Yesinto. Let's build on it. Then to doctor things and engineer things and manipulate things. Na makonya 60%, makonya events 40%. Ebia 40 no. Mo engineer ya no konya sa. Na nka mo imane ma ye fair. Enko nya sa. It gives you a wrong picture of where you are going because only chance for. Only chance for.
Okay.
The other thing I make and I say, this is the first time in the history of NPP a non-founding father or non-founding fathers are vying for the candidature. So this is the first time you take part in this since 1992. No? It has always been founding fathers. It has always been founding fathers. And this is the first time a non-founding fathers and an echo. Yes. And now, say elders, Council of Elders, has been so weakened because to me, I don't see their relevance anymore in the NPP. Back in the day, when Darocha, Kaisa, Kovano were very strong, Darocha,
Odoi Sykes.
Your friend is
Alajete.
So they were very firm in calling order. All these people had their favorite tool, but they tried as much as possible to provide a free and fair a platform for everybody. And they Council of Elders, and they party. I don't really think that they are even alive. I don't see it. if they are any party because there are so many acts of indiscipline. Of course, this would have been the time for you to quash Saudi money and focus, and yet the elections and not side attractions, because they say they are more side attractions now. When you say NDC for your position research, they are also putting them together. And Nema abroad they are also putting it together. What you say? Second winning, that's a Nema okay can say true. They also true, say true is politics. You're also going to use it into as matured and with solid citizens, elders of NPP. You will sit down and be cracking this whip and maintaining the sanctity of the party till you know.
Okay. Very well.
This will be the time I'm here. A bit derailing into so many things now. Lawsuits not starting, but and all that you don't want will be lawsuits. Wouldn't it be?
And also bad drago because almost no here time. I can say NDC there. He or no what I say that. And before I the underdogs in this election.
I won't be surprised if I won't be surprised. NDC for Krabako should be as I say I'm fine junction to the end so because the more you drag on, the more it benefits NDC. Policies no more here. And a whole no say more cautious side acts of misbehavior. No, say the bear it won't give somebody the impetus to even act on anything.
Okay, so, very well. But my mama for to join about Mr. Pagosi plan. Do you think the ballot in on my we will have about me? I think got that third, 10 were one. We will feed the one number 2. Does it affect usually primaries and results now or influence them? Meaning, yeah, general elections that people try to do all this or does it make any impact on advantage candidates, as far as
no, not at all. So even if or any impact be a minimal, it's all about your message. It's all about your message. If you craft your message very well and you package it very well and you direct it to the people who need to see your message and who appreciate your message, I think that would a friend saying that would be the trump card for your election. And let's focus on the message. Yeah, my message, and you're clear. I was thinking, say, it should have been clear from the onset, say. I mean, it made a lot of it was wise there was a lot of wisdom in the fact, say, and all the candidates who coalesce behind Baumia because Wakoda. So that is a tradition of the NPP. Nipanakoda. And let's coalesce behind him. Now San Kubium. So and Dr. Baumia, I think he should have done a lot of back channel, conversations and dialogue with his other competitors. Say, Masa, horse trading, just do some good horse trading, and then all these guys will just drop and then come and follow you. But I think at this point it's too late. And I don't think, say, your position will help you anyway.
My was Mr. Pagosi, for my phobia, so react here. I wanted to ask something about Gabi, but yeah, they number question another time because Gabi now saying what also come and Baumia should not focus on patch no. Now I'm focusing on the message. Last week, maybe fire no kakra sometimes also yedi. I mean, these are the people that within NPP, even bonting crown as Ghana for they gain notoriety for being part of President Kufuor Addo and influencing him to the point that Nkofo blame him for the sins of Kufuor Addo. Two sound because our Aban be manager say, why he cry? But let me pick a callers. Mr. One in town, a journey, a son of my back, a dog, a not to call that dog. I'm looking for you, so I'll come back to you. One in town, good evening.
Good evening, Sister Fia.
But you.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's been a while since I'm a boss, but I've been very busy a bit. I think that Gabi Diano, I will have to, I'm saying why address anymore, but you spoke a little bit about it. I need to also clarify a certain misconception here regarding Gabi Diano. The reason being, say, who allude to the fact that Gabi actually spoke in I said in with respect to Dr. Baumia, and I disagree.
He was taking a jab at him.
Yeah, of course, but didn't you make us say? I organized that, and just before I think the prank kasa and also by my family, also I can say also I see so and I can't the okay. That's not the case. I need to clear it.
That's not the case. And was he not? And yes, on one also camera. He said he was speaking on camera. And yes, on one on the camera.
It's still the same thing. What's it? Said you can also I see so.
It's just a want of a better expression. Okay. I'm just saying, he was making these comments on camera. He was not saying
good.
It was a public function.
It's all right, Sister Fia. And not just Mejitum. It's a program I organized.
Oh, okay.
It's a program I organized. And meaning the fact more than anyone.
Okay.
The only way they say, interpretation, the Obi interpret to be different. I organize it as NPP Birmingham chapter chairman.
Okay.
And also video now, I spoke on it briefly. The Gabi was never making any reference to a DMB. Now I got a tape. Met me about now. Sometimes what this is why it becomes people Ghana. No. I have expected people to have prayed the circumstances to which Gabi uttered those words.
The Obian Fahunsa, it doesn't matter the circumstance.
The sister was here. After all, I am the one who organized. I was there.
Yeah, but the comment is a general comment. It doesn't matter the
organization. But Sister Fia, he was responding to someone on the floor.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
It matters, Sister Fia.
It doesn't matter. One in town, one in town. Or can I say? Omunja chao pano. No mun focusing on marketing their message na. Okay, sir.
Sister Fia, everyone me busa sempacho nyanto was here. You making a case. Me make a case. I am sitting there. Who would you wait na walker? Is it not different from me na metiona?
I don't see any difference. But what is make your point?
It's a difference. It's a difference.
I don't see any difference.
And are you telling me that when somebody conduct a research, now what the findings about who used to find this you hold the primary source documented down.
You don't hold the primary source, but you can have your opinion. Your opinion can be correct.
Let us all be. We are very, very fortunate. We are all intellectuals. I am only saying, say, this is the tape. There is a lady called Abigail.
Lady no can fire him. Say more kind and focus on that.
Yeah, but the reason a man respond to what should say or my job against Dr. Baumia. And I'm also trying to pray to you, say, okay, Sasa Gabi, I'm sorry, prekupen or Kasaye. Or Kasa based on something. Or Kasa, you can never make a case
therefore what's something and a fire by a
yeah, it's baby, because you are playing the devil advocate in trying to make it look fair. Which is contrary.
So responding to Obio and responding to Obio. Me from where I sit, me any experience I may want in doing this job. I'm saying, say so far, Baumian Apacho among the aspirants. Among other people Apacho there, but among the aspirants, Baumian Apacho. He was taking a jab at Baumia. I'm also correct. So I wasn't there. I'm saying my analysis.
Sister Fia, the fact is that Dr. Baumia Pachono, even me, I don't see any problem when Dr. Baumia say if you cry Pachawa. I don't see any problem. There's no issue about it at all. Okay. After all, President Kufuor Bemu Oduru baby or Kasagan or Pagana for chow. And I personally don't see any fault. And if we say Ghana in particular, no said yes, no said yes, build the society, no. A chelpa is part of it. What accept it? Say be okay. I call expectation. We are dealing with human psychology, expectation. It be not people were expecting a lot, and that expectation could not be met by NPP government. But we are chow pana or panning chess or mobile bomb no or mobile bonnie be. Name more patch on the basis say we could have done better. Okay. Be a more expectation, more
no, no,
what the now kind of mommy drag him a baha because I was addressing it on the basis say Dr. Gabby Diano, the comment was specifically addressing Abigail. Abigail the Dika Kasaye or Kasayan or Pachow on behalf of CEOs. And to Gabby sorry or Kasano. And was say on my reference to say you guys should stop certain be a more Pachow. But then a one mintis and Kawoka say now can't say fine. Abigail be Pachow and the my Gabby can't say I wouldn't have said anything. And if you are making you are blowing the issue out of it. You are only trying to accept
because I said you are giving yourself away. So I will say you guys should not just say he's not limiting the comment to just Abigail.
No, me the word you guys know and yet Gabby you see here. I am
what make you point? Yes, so we have a right to also interpret the Gabby.
I am not disagreeing, sir. Sister, I was just only trying to bring a point. Okay. I was also expecting you say, okay, Ebikwa maker, you never knew, say be Obika Bibisa. Ebikwa, you never knew.
Me, I never knew, but for me,
me didn't knew information, but you cannot say, oh, okay, I didn't know.
I didn't know.
So I didn't know. I didn't know. You are just it looks as if say you are refusing to accept. Because
I'm not refusing to accept.
We learn every day.
I'm not refusing to accept anything. Me patch say comment now or kind. It goes beyond Abigail Crona also responded. The impact, the interpretation of the comment goes beyond because among all the people know Abigail no so see you be anymore. But so far the person who has been loud about the apology about me.
Good. Okay, I'm draw attention. Say, even if that is the case, it is not problematic because a nipa, ya fum nipa. It is a be a would accept it.
Okay,
I was only trying to bring your attention to one thing. Say Abigail and the Kojinas, but person be fat Abigail. And you want fine.
It's immaterial whether he was responding to Abigail or not.
It's attention to something. Say you can never speak in context. You always speak in context. You can't speak in vacuum. There was a program. Somebody is speaking on the program, responding, and you are saying, "Say, and yet, immaterial." Why do you make that statement? Okay. You cannot say that. No, but I have also the right as somebody who also. Me Gabi a point I wanted to bring across. But Mamin Kasem dog, a prof has spoken exceedingly well. I don't have any issue with anything. But one problem I work I cry too. Prof Ekasembi, and I find it a bit contradictory. Prof make it case say in terms of Akufuado or no kura or jidi say ohuni say President Nkrumah the kind of things ya Akufuado ye na eyadia ebintwe eyadutwam and he made that statement owie ya no kan say o check ya COVID any Ukraine war and ebenya impact against NPP government. Other than that, now all the indices, now positive, and that one I heard him very correct. At the same time, the moment you buy I will become Dr. Baumia in terms of the then Sanya Mana or no professor why allude to say these were the factors, he carried them away. I will make in the case say no. I had to say Dr. Baumia on me may use in science when as a professor you also accept to say the government that he was part did good. But the wave of the change, there was nothing the government could have done to avert the change. It is something that sometimes when we are all doing academic discourse, so one get consistent with argument you places on the people, then we find you a bit contradictory. Because before that statement, Nama analyzer who said he was making his case without some quote unquote, I had to say, he was just making it brofu come cancer. I said, oh yeah, fair. Okay. But then balance. The moment yes, or yeah, balance. But the moment I was sway away, from onwa accept to say these were the challenges, and yet something Obeka NPP government in a shed at the buyer problem by Wajatum and Wajitum no once here and Nadia Bakwesa Hamini say, dog was suggested you are making a case. Now why was Yaka say cheating any you NPP with that basically with that fact? The work can young Kofuadria or Moka. The Uncofuadria or Moka, it does not necessarily mean that is the fact. Me what Canada Japan Krame can say, move cheating me. Canada Japan has been part of the system for a long time as 24 years as parliamentarian. But I'm just landing. As part of it, Omeka say Omu cheating, even okay say Yato a super delegate conference in Ukraine, Ken Beka say one of the fairest elections here on Timim Bremu Bia. So if Ken was saying that here, now why are we not making it look as if say NPP or being questioned NPP as see free maybe northern region. Now once on site that kind of things say it be a cheating be na yamfa to yamfa kwaje injunction and so I personally think say a basa dog sorry to say dog prof. You are also not being fair to NPP because the system
no. Good evening.
Yeah, this is a very good evening. Because the topics need interesting. Yeah, Galam said the end of Mekaka. I say Galam said no, about a problem with that as a solving no AI day. But what I've seen is say about be about or fantastic ideas like on paper no ideas near solid, but about implementation I honor problem no a war. In say Galam say no say to us no a bayading. Government even during before more opposition crime they said say mining in there we know a good year no you be too but you be moving from the illegal way to responsible mining. Men so many of we are doing. Just like now I say about 3 million Ghanaians in a year involved, A bad thing say ubi is uncle for hina or more unwed a free hole. But the share policies are buying we or the are to dry. Make us a progress, and yet as fast as we see. But sister, if I can tell you the progress has been made, there was some areas. Meaning say Menome district. What is the Assad now? Galams excavator by Ukraine Elembele district. In the Enono FED into the Abine government can say Uncle Besset KPIs, AMA DCs, MMDCs. No, said that will be one way to go because it's a otai or mono or more appointment also to the fighter. Ebema omo akeka omo kakra because it's a omo no mo ben in Kofono. A lot of them paying for no Accra. They don't really know what is going on in the day because Ghana is so and so a song. Over forest say Obishe a phone be now mining Accra. There's no way you will find out. But Ubia or no ben a be much more easier for Nipakro to do it.
Also, aban we kika maybe a pretty much common sense approach. But me feel says utumi ya a beboa in a way in a fight, you know. It been a lot of these small scale mining companies. Yeah, no yenim say a lot of them omoje say omoba be legal responsible mining. But as if you omoku pure forest wa omoye di omope. And sometimes the Minerals Commission anything crime or no site no crowd the ama concession be no nim kwase fu. Into that decentralization now more can say they would involve chiefs and or that the kind of fantastic ideas no kind. So yes, I feel say you be making progress. At least illegal part no a bit me free ho. Now with a buying policy or can say or be organize it. Now say omope what to do Ghanaians are we interested in near packaging. Nanka yet the right thing so that more already know we involved we'll get something to do. Say a buying to me, yes, once obe created that avenue, since if you are no say why you cockle say ukrebi now why small corner be a share. And we to me of the pay kind of. It may no mega say it is early days yet, but yeah, that's a progress. At least in the coming few months, say who here who say it is going to be business as usual. Because gold scanning there, the truth is, I think they scan here there. Because we have our NPP for call here and this for a buy uncle for so I jumping in now. They say a very tough fight because the scanner hold. This is a mini break.
Okay, that's it, baby. Good job. So now I'm on your TikTok, so thank you on behalf of school for no why.
Oh, all right.
The Brad Prince, my mom, good evening, hello, Brad Prince.
Good evening.
Good evening, I'm you.
Good evening, Sister Fia. Medasa sawa mamesa akwenye. In fact, our panelists na omedi nkomo na omode brilliant ideas form. Let's to be honest to ourselves. Me person me shall see free baby one touch. Me chairman on me NPP me or Canada. Okay, so I think it's Gabby opened the conversation. So sir Ubi bisa sem nese ni panete. And Gabby answered the question linking Ashanti region to it. So Abasana would be a conversation. Everybody must come in. Into also one touch at CSR. So let me come back to the conversation and answer topic and then down. In fact, me who say you charge Gifty Oware any or say Esibeno. I became worried. Me NPP ni, me Mebuno, Messiah Ganani. Into any party some crown to honor. A DNSS Sadi we seen your man tokoso, yes, sir. NDC so the same thing happened, and you gave a brilliant example. Opening it happened more than 8 years. Sisi in acquisition, Sikano, Omedi. We wasted government funds thinking that we are pursuing the case. I mean, lawyers are near court now. Omujiska. Lawyers are government or my investigators in the government was paying them. And where did those money go? And it came from our own coffers. Until at the end, in Indian acquires Attorney General by an Ober Clare, no say no, or a free man to go. What you say? So we ask ourselves, fine, me NPP ni give to Oware or coming home, or CSB or coming home. It's are we still going in the same route? Say recently, Enche, and I say case we have an Enche. NPP for Beshas, any Pebi Beshas, Bodom Pim, organizing demonstration. The government is trying to do this and all that.
So the latter part,
good. The latter part, and I say, it is canon, say, no cresse wafa. And I say, investigation, say, wafa. Yamaskan, we monediana. Scholarship was set up for the needy, or manu munibi. Or no, now, what many of Jumani be a ye. Nani husband, a word, man. Yes, still no one was such a scholarship. To be honest, very bad. Very bad. So all these things boil down to leadership. All these things boil down to leadership. And yes, but people were benefiting from all those things. So therefore, let's keep quiet. What you say, and that's the politics is a game of sharing. So once you benefit, once are benefiting, let's keep quiet. Then if it comes to the public light, then as you know, Wow, yeah, show. Now let's come back to Galamsey. And I mean, I'm of the opinion, say, within the NPP, it is only Canada, Japan who can set these things right. Because all these people are here charging Omunyana, they were part of the previous government. And the previous government, somebody that they are trying right now to present is Baumia. And Baumia was the head of the commissioner of the police, head of so you know all these things, and these people are linked to him. Me, I don't see say there's something new and answer society be better than Ebeba. Now let's come back to Galamsey. To be honest,
okay,
thank you. Also, Bempa Ebe can see me say we don't have the moral right as NPP just to talk about Galamsey, and I am of the opinion say so far as say NPP Nana Dweka say he put his presidency on the line and we couldn't solve it. Also, Bempa was right. Our own people that we know them, not to say allege and say our own people were doing the Galamsey. What would we say? Again, a year found Yentimi anye bibia amfa ho. Ye momu ye ya ma ya ban guase, ya ban nanim guase. What you say? Ye masankofo ni di Galamsey, e ma ya ban anim eguase. Ti ya ban anim guase no. Those people, are we holding them responsible? And I said, what are we trying to tell them? And they are still doing it. And apart from that, to be honest, a higher, mabuna a higher on when sika, and Yasha be a chama won't me. And I feel say it is so greedy. And I don't know, this man must face the law. Maslow Kasia or Koji, Maslow Kasia or Koji, Mr. Maslow Kasia or Koji. As a chairman, Yenshe Casa, what Timia acquire with his own money on one SC, or Bentley, or we. That's small cars vets in inside all the year. We saw these 3 cars in his house. So, as a youth, question Ben ye beside him. So, I feel say it is only Canada, Japan who can solve this case. And Prof made an analysis and was say 4 million people are in today's Galamsey. So, Mahama, it is not possible. And deeper, it makes sense. Should they come on the street for Robbie and I said, you have to set up a business. You have to set up factory and companies for them. And Mahama is not good at that. Baumia is not good at that. It is only Canada, Japan who can make this difference. And
good evening.
If you are good evening, prison commander the part or cancel. Yes. Let menka Galamsey mentor president and so Okase. Ken is the only one who can solve this problem. Once the last time I can say right now, maybe Ghana, we need a little bit of military and a democracy blend together. Now you're free, typical democratic rule, no, you're free. And yes, idea.
Network article. Member Brackety, good evening.
Today, good evening. Bacho, I want to say.
Bacho, also.
Nyamiadum Bacho Moya pa.
Okay, well, before Brackety better as well, Fajari Casa no network article.
Yeah, now call me with your Macatino. Oh, okay. Say.
Mr. Bacho Moya now say.
Nyamiadum. Wow, you hear a little bit of military and a little bit of democracy rule blending together to take over the country. And the only person among the contestants in England is only Canada, Japan, who I can see that in him. If you are a we have to take unpopular and drastic decision to stop Galamsey once and for all. And one Madam military be Kasawa Ghana. Now I asked him questions. And I'm busy and say, yeah, well, why a military over almost about 26 years, if I'm wrong. No, say, yeah. Say, ever since I do Kodi Soja, war Ben Wakoda. Or Johnson Kobi that. defense ben amode Ghana in terms of military. So you guys are getting paid for what? So let's use the military to solve the problem. See,
we are supposed to catch us on Munye because they work.
Military, they are there to defend country, right? Defense ben of their mind, apart from say internal brouhaha back and forth.
Yeah, but there's something you're secure. That's why there's no problem here.
Which is good. But what I'm trying to say is Sir Galamsey fight, a national fight. It's not NPP, it's not NDC. So what I'm proposing, say, any government be now was to say, use the military. Helicopters now fly it over, spray them, shoot and kill. They will run. I mean this. So nipa mienu miensa shiro munkwa. They will take the government serious.
Oh, Fajer, you go go so bad online. So, back with him, Bajentio.
Tefia. Maybe idea. If you go so about Basune Jumapa, I mean, oh, you're more my Ghana.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
You need the way bia. Now, and come on, na Prince Dino, Stefia. A deepo.
Because shoot and kill there. We can't do shoot and kill.
Yeah. I know the intimate. Stefia, baby, I party no NPP abedru no. You penny for na like I mean abedu baby edu no. Cause Stefia, ebimu when the party was in government, no, ebimu they were very greedy. They were very, very, very excessively. Stefia, yeah. Now, or catch my own to me as him. You no so sabe nipa be 4-5 for party no ma. The same tangent now. I don't know man. Stefia say like oh yeah, youth now don't party na say o party ba power. I mean, o skill set and I said there was you know. Obebo ho modern say be benya baby do why den. Benya baby do ashe. Say the be ya also betimi akoso why den. Aye adwuma ma party no. Stefia. Well, look at Revelations as they say APP or Ghana ho. Obi obetimi atu school fees. Etu kwanya kosua ade no. We have the needy, but brilliant or no all here ade no just within the conference of Ghana cry yes or they travel low. These people were not able to have access to these resources. And Japan say na the Yaudi they say na nyoma APP ba say no. Say nipa no want to about 2024 no cry na ebia na nka onya change of mindset bi. But I say na we boss ntimo mo na adwuma say na moye.
Okay.
Stefia enema sa didn't see 2024 no because a lot of people were just I mean they were going through hardship. And can be big a crab bit me sort your more out no. Me say me na
these revelations were Krabama 2028 and people will refuse to vote.
Stefia no crew. It goes beyond I mean the presidential prime minister whoever emerged victorious no enye jumaketo no babe yo because almost say I mean the bottom grassroots we no ebufo onkofo mo Stefia ebufo onkofo mo pa yes ye per scholarship Stefia ye kanema ye for ma on ye enye asem ketwa enso na enkofo enye bi omudi ko. These people are all well-to-do people. Among position na okase ubesua there. Wa nkase betimi de o salary ana wadwuma bi a oye. Ayeden. E dey sort on out. Ana mama we nyina ba no. Say if you lastly on the Galamsey issue no. Bi dey bia me ba me catch you say Galamsey ni dey. No government have the political will to fight the Galamsey menace. Because ye president SCCC they've been riding on this issue for far too long. Obia opposition or trying or use no as a major tool of getting into power. We've seen some over the years, and now they are in power. How do you expect these same people to go back and then be fighting it as Ghanaians are demanding now? They don't have the political will. You know, empire bebo say Yankopon best send nipa adwene. Best send nipa adwene. Obeka nipa akoma. Na ebia wama nsenchene bi esi wo na adwumasem so akosoro na nkofo anya bia ye. Na like omatimi agya nya sa dey Stefia. Eno de omo nya ready. Steph Yentina Yeka say Yento Abanima Honorable Canada like Honorable Canada Japan because San no money is so party no a cartel. Steph a cartel. I didn't know. Oma no more previous administration him. Omunyina da so di omunyina sadu omunyina da so line him. Edientia.
Okay.
What are you covering up? What are you covering up?
Okay, yeah.
Number one. Number one. On any day, number one.
Okay.
Na Nyame adom ne say we honorable so we near 2028 election so you say we near Ghanaians will experience the best governance ever.
Okay.
If my Ghana so we need to pass and try.
Primary school losing to forget to cry. Point
on the asana na num na keka no otiti na jaro. Fear it in America say if your government now was no bit me I use the good use of Ghana military boy but no more say momo kono mako gina ho last me no more compromise no mo so agika crash ho na ne BCS na twam it galam say ne dey a war and we have to fight it and yes sir if you are reho na no video bi am share nkola 8 years 7 years kola kitenkete to galam say what are we doing to our nation? I just say reho papa ma enra ba ku bi am hu ye obi fie a otimo Kumasi Krobi so omo tudana me rada na
na say na me o mbe hu no matu
na just say dan konkon ho any little mistake and no say mudura kwashefo obi say ma me ba ko kasa wachi say be ya yenton dan na ye tu scan was just say on value dan is abrofine they don't value it. God na ukwa kotunu sa ansu sa ubenya bi sa unya bi yen buda ni gu ana yen ton no fan to God no eti ba bi adu no say government na use the military ni pa afia Ghana emergency we have to be they have to take drastic decision maminka na mentesa obisa about your ballot to NPP ballot.
My ballot in area. Muna number 1 me boy.
Yes, if you are a significant ipa nyame on say Ken, this is the third we eat number 1 3 times. So this is the third time I will pick one. And it tells you something say onyankopon sawom onyankopon your candinia magana but ye mu bi no aye wo NPP ya have been say ya so dia na eden nipa ba ko a oba o campaign baby abekobia obi asem fademra ni ento abama. It I don't see why we have to battle with ourselves within the NPP. As I say here too many yepe na efe apart from too many yepe obi obetima bu o man ni. Sometimes you raba umia oba ye eminua ba umia is a nice gentleman but you can't mambua. He's not a politician.
Okay.
But umia timi mua man or man no man the way we want it. Oh, you're too soft. It's no ne squad out now. Those are the people that are yoko pick one by one after the other. Hey, embarrassing. And see, if I were him crank, I would throw in a towel and say, listen, the way I'm machia, it's so embarrassing. Can I can I'm gonna no be unfriend? Oh, you're incorrupt. Corruption, yeah, can I say, can you hash, can you arrogant? And Ghanaian baby, I do not fear we need an arrogant leader. Shagaram says, some I can. What was a king? Me say, down better say, can your flag bearer? People will start think twice. You over national Obekwa president. It's in your best MPP for if you are Obi Anyadaja Tro Ken who book the PhD Japan doctrine. About 300 pages. Okay. Send my address na me mail back okay. We want Ghanaians to buy this book and read what is in there. Ne oma dini chinchim. If you didn't see that, things can do. Obro nipa deseni one alternative did the Dr. Kluche. Now, okay. Book now.
Meaning what he can do. I know what he can do. You know, I don't need to read the book to know what he can do.
Thank you so much.
Over there, that's it.
Manuel,
Yo, pushing a candidate. That's what he's doing. Any final comment, Mr. Plant?
Oh, I just hope, sir.
Mhm.
I just hope, sir. You know, primaries, Ebeko Kama, and I'll encourage Dr. Baumia to do a lot of horse trading. I mean, or engage back a channel, a friend saying strategies known to me. Only in Kasa. I don't want him to attack people. Recently, I think his latest commentary, basically a friend saying throwing he at a friend saying this other guy, the cool guy, and a friend saying
Dr. Brian
Brian
Champon.
Dr.
Champo.
Brian Champon. So I've been just Scabby and that kind of thing. I mean, it's not going to help. I mean, you should go out there and start lobbying them. Say, supporting me in yes, man. I think it will help the party. We need MPP in Ghana's politics.
Oh, bro.
Afia.
Any final thoughts?
I say nkrofo bebre root for Ken. Na afutu ba ko am person be two om na say ye di systems na shi ache. Na ye no so anante ache. Na ye nim Ghana systems na so. The me person mo ya aware ne say they shouldn't be disappointed if Ken becomes the flag bearer and even wins obey winning presidency now. The reason is because there Ken Eyeno Nana Akufo-Addo, he did more than what Ken is doing. At the time, no, na radio stations need TV and no so sa. Okay, so Kumi Preko, he was a spokesperson near the just say Nana Akufo-Addo was a very rowdy person. Obedi president, you know. The na oye opposition near the nyina no timi nya emu kwada because the presidency has its own diplomacy and its own trappings. The old person we as me say na person me your party is backing at you, your speaker of parliament who you would choose or revere is backing at you, your council of elders who you revere are backing at you.
Until be president, I won't do
There be. And it's our boisterous me did but me say now maybe shoot you and kill and you'll be as a shoot and kill. No be yes no. You will never even go there. There are times, Mekai, there were times that Rollins, about NDC time, no. He wanted to drive out of the castle and go to town. When he said castle security lucky gate, you know.
So they have to protect his security.
He could not even go out.
Okay, but Prof, Rapia Maya now about 10.
And they shouldn't be disappointed. As Ken Banner said, they are all kickers obey and went to me and they shouldn't be disappointed because it is not Ken. On uncle wishes uncle Bay, but 20 minutes. Galam say no. Me no Oma focus and I may research be. Na actually yenya galam say hoyi na yen fan tuga na yen how many kids are being born today with deformities and ma ekwo antenatal yen traces of mercury ene ensu yes ene enema ekoso Ghana niemfa enu tuga. We will make the decision. We will let people make their own decisions. Yo
Prof, that's it, baby. Professor Jubi Owusu Nyameche Chade or Central State University. And Yenu Abema Parkwesi Plant to your former senior journalist. So Munina, Prof, a former senior journalist. Our age Magana News Agency near the 90. Omo perspective no. Obiane ne said the one in town by and now he was forcing us to look at so Gabi can 7 in context. Or can in context cry. He said it out there. We also have a right to interpret. So the Abigail among the aspirants no or very eloquent about so all patcho into a job. By force agree we may disagree on issues into Dana different Is it? Inti yeah now be at so joining. In fact, Wednesdays we have a big inter bebe fire and style baby. And Wednesday you drew honoma. You know munya ono kokofu ebeba Wednesday so ye nene bekasa will do a follow up. Ada di lumba atem no ko ebebu so omo because Adia no drag it to very uncomfortable and very nasty level. It's sad. It's sad. So bia bewu na ebeye say. Mpenifu akase mu wo Ghana. Omu nyina wo girls ni ade wo nchen o. Baby mamas, but we haven't seen things deteriorate to this. Bad. Bad. Inti mami na munya mas Yakopon ya adoma next week ebehia. If I'm a vim lady, if you are inti this has been jasu and na yede ebremu. Good night. Thank you so much.